there you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
There's a line between the ocean and the sky, a line between the sand and the sea. And though I know I'd be lost without you in my life, we've got boundaries, boundaries. We've got boundaries, boundaries. Making love, the walls between us crumble, and we rise as one from the debris. But like the moon in the dawn, we don't escape for long. Our boundaries, boundaries, our boundaries, boundaries. Ooh, this world is full of borders, lines we never cross, and you may never see past the one inside of me. There's a line between the ocean and the sky, a line between the sand and the sea. And though I know I'd be lost without you in my life, we've got boundaries, boundaries. I've got boundaries, boundaries.
All right. Great song from our guest, Ron Renninger. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
It's an honor to have you back.
Thank you.
Your playing is even better than I remember it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes.
You've just kept improving.
I've actually played the guitar once or twice since I've been here, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Probably more like 4,000 or 5,000 times since I was here.
You have a unique style.
Thank you. Yeah, we were just like kind of a claw hammer. So I've been working on lots of new songs and some instrumental pieces.
Great. What would you like to give us?
Yeah, I actually came up with an instrumental piece in the last few weeks. I could share with you.
Sounds
I
good.
don't even have a name for it. Maybe I'll call it "The Horses Sing None of It Rag."
A world debut.
Right. Thank you.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous piece.
Thank you so much.
You have a long and storied career in music.
Yeah, I guess I do. I've been doing it for quite a while. And I think I've been very fortunate to have been able to make a living from it all these years.
Yes. I consider myself fortunate to hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you've played on the stage, you've shared the stage with many famous artists.
Yeah, yes.
Including Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry, yeah.
For?
Back when I was a young man of 20.
Yeah. What a way to kick it off.
Well, I was a different person then. I was like an electric guitarist, an electric lead guitarist. I hardly ever played acoustic back then. I was a rocker.
And did I read that you played with Jimi Hendrix?
Well, I didn't play with Jimi Hendrix. I met him. I met him a few months before he passed away. And he invited me to jam with him, but he neglected to give me his address, where he was little oversight, but that's okay. I wouldn't have remembered anyway, because my mouth was like sitting next to him talking. But I've been writing a lot of different songs since I was here.
Great. Why don't you share one with us?
And one I'd like to play is this is actually a song that was inspired by a trip I took to the beach when I was living in Queens, and it was late October, and for some reason I decided I wanted to go to the beach, even though it was kind of a cold day out. And I went to the beach. I was all alone on the beach, and for some reason I took off my shoes and I went over to the ocean, and I put my foot in the water, and amazingly the water was warm. And I immediately thought, the ocean and I have something in common, as we're both holding on to something in the past, and it inspired this song. The sea's still warm, though the season's over. I guess it still recalls brighter days. You think I'd forget after only 2 years the sweetest love ever made. Sweetest love ever made. The sky's still blue, though a storm is raging. Just look beyond the wind and the rain. You'll find me warmed by a smile still golden when I need some help through the pain, when I need some help through the pain. The music still plays, though the fair has ended. It's alive in the grass and in the trees. Forgive me if I still move to the rhythm of a heart I so try to please, of a heart I so try to please. the sea's still warm, though the season's over, I guess it still recalls summer days. You think I'd forget after only 2 years, the sweetest love ever made, the sweetest love ever made.
Yes. You are just radiating with beautiful music.
Thank you so much.
My daughter took her honeymoon this October in Rockaway Beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. She had her choice of every place in the world, Paris, London, and she went to Rockaway. Well, it's a beautiful place. I have a lot of nice memories of Rockaway.
Yes, and she had a lot of musical friends, has a lot of musical friends living in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So they wanted to visit with those musical friends during their honeymoon.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
And they live in Northampton, Mass.
Okay. Yeah. I know that area pretty well. I used to live in Vermont, and I had a band that played in Northampton a bunch, and Amherst up there. Beautiful area.
And it's just such a coincidence that you wrote that song about
the
very beach where she was.
It was inspired by Rockaway. But I'm originally from the Bronx, and I actually have a song about my upbringing in the Bronx.
Great.
If you'd like to,
I'd love to hear it.
When I was a kid, during summer break in the Bronx, I had a lot of time on my hands because all my friends got to go away to a sleepaway camp, but my parents couldn't afford to send me, or so they said. So I was left on the streets of the city on those real hot days, left to my own devices, and this song kind of gives you an idea of how I spent my time. So this song is called Real Hot Day. Where's my backup band? On a real hot day when the schoolyard was empty, I would ride my bike around the bases. I hit home runs off a Whitey Ford to the sound of 1,000 cheering faces. On a real hot day, man, it was hot. Oh. And clever, clever boy, my mom would say when I showed her the dominoes that I laid under the TV, over the bookshelf, in between the legs of the couch. Ouch! On a real hot day. On a real hot day when the hobby shop was closed, I would press my nose to the window. I'd gaze at all the trains, all the kites and the planes, and wish I had the key so they could all be mine. Ha 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 ha. On a real hot day. clever, clever boy, my mom would say when I showed her the guillotine that I made with a plastic soldier on a block of wood and a string attached to a razor blade. Shh, on a real hot day. On a real hot day. On a real hot day.
Excellent. Really excellent.
Thank you so much.
My father grew up in the Bronx.
No kidding.
In a
What
building.
What neighborhood?
I don't know,
Oh,
but it was.
I
near,
know that
it
neighborhood.
was
I
near
don't know.
Yankee Stadium.
I was born and raised near Yankee Stadium.
He could look at the games from the top of his building.
Me too.
And listen to
Well, that was him.
listen to it on the radio.
Yeah. Was he missing ever missing any hubcaps? Because that's what I used to do. I used to steal the hubcaps.
I don't think he had a car.
He had a car. Okay, good for him. Yeah, I grew up right near Yankee Stadium until I was 10, and then we moved up to Gun Hill Road, up further north.
What else you have for us?
Well, let's see. Funny you should ask.
We could tell folks how to find out more information about you at your website,
Yes.
ronrenninger.com.
Right. Yes. Upcoming shows and how to get CDs and this is kind of a bluegrass sort of song inspired by a relationship that I was in that kind of got into a rut, and I didn't know how to get out of it, and it kept going on, and finally what happened, I got offered a gig to go overseas, far overseas, to play in Japan for 4 months. And my girlfriend didn't want me to go because she didn't think it would be good for the relationship. And I thought, yes, I'm going. So I went. And by the time I came back, it was over. You could say I no longer had a yen for her. So this song was written while I was still embroiled in it. It's called I Always Come Back. It ain't no use saying goodbye, 'cause I always come back by and by. No, it ain't no use saying farewell, 'cause I picture your face and I lose my will. This life that we built, it's now filled with regret, and the love is all gone that was there when we met. But it ain't no use saying goodbye, 'cause I always come back by and by. Yes, this life that we built, now filled with regret, and the love is all gone that was there when we met. But it ain't no use saying goodbye, 'cause I always come back to you by and by. Yes, I always come back by and by.
All right, all right.
Thank you so much.
You're just one of a kind.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
What else would you like to give us? We have just a little time left.
Okay. Maybe I'll do one that I don't perform too much, but I just recently realized that I like it a lot. It was written a while ago, but I kind of rediscovered it and added a few things. The earth was considered once the center of everything, but now we know it's just a tiny part, where I believe the center of the universe is in the region of the heart. Takes a lifetime to learn the meaning of the word love. Despite your beliefs, without it no life could be